I think it just goes to show the success we've had this season so far, and I think Ant getting all defensive team and Mark getting third team, it just shows that how well our league is and how well we played throughout the league. I know we didn't finish maybe how we started, but at the end of the day, we went 10-8 in the best conference in America, finished tied for sixth in the league. So I think just the hard work from where we were predicted to be in the preseason to where we ended up, I give credit to all my teammates and all my coaches for helping us achieve those achievements.
When did it flip, and maybe what clicked for you in the bench role to become as good as you were?
I just really started focusing on other things. I think when I started focusing more on how I can impact winning, I think everything just settled in and came together. And when I did that, I just wasn't really worried about the results of anything that happened. As long as I knew I was doing everything right, giving it my best, and just playing for the guy next to me, I knew that after that I would be able to just flow better with the offense and the defense and not be so tense.
How much of your relationship with Coach Gates, he was just describing, goes back to the Minnesota game last year and his reaction to how that went?
Yeah. I mean, it was I would say when I got here, it was really hard for me to really trust individuals and really trust people, and I kind of had a shield up for even at that point. I still have my shield up, and then I had conversations with him and conversations with my family back home, and just allowing myself to let people in and be able to trust other people. And I think just those conversations with Coach Gates and my family, and I think that's just really what helped me opened up our relationship and help us really get close with one another.
Caleb, Josh Gray has talked about something very similar to what you had just said in terms of letting a shield down and letting other people into their life. How have you seen your process with that affect other people positively, and how do you think that's helped the team dynamic this year?
Well, for me, I think that's how I used to be, and then I kind of grew this shield on me, over my last, first couple years of college, and it was just a lot of movement for me, not in a lot of stabilization for me, and so it was really hard for me to really trust what people were saying, and then so being able to get back to myself and who I am, I think that's one of the reasons why I've been playing better and enjoying this a lot more than I have been in the past is because of that. And as a team, it's helped me become a better leader and helped me guide other people, to overcome those faster, or overcome things I struggled with at the beginning parts of my college career. So as a leader, I think it's helped with that. And then as a team, everyone sees that, and I think people can open up more, and I think it just allows people to be vulnerable and allows people to get to know each other better. And that's why we're so close to one another, and that's why we've won a lot of games this year.
Caleb, you talk about being a leader and obviously you're a team captain. What have you seen out of each of the 5 freshmen this year, and what is a thing for each of them that you think they can improve on going into their second year?
Yeah, I think everybody has a lot to improve on, but they've shown a lot of really valuable assets that they have. I think it's just kind of like a new day and age in college. It's not where people are trying to get out. More people are trying to stay longer just because of the difference of NIL and just the atmospheres and all those extra benefits that now people can receive in college. So people aren't as in big of a hurry as maybe to rush to the NBA. So I think from a freshman standpoint, I think they've done a really good job of showing patience and trusting with Coach Gates and us players as in front of them, and they've really been learning. And I think that they'll all develop a lot during the off season, because I think from your freshman to sophomore years where you really see the biggest jump in your college career. You look at Ant, he went from, I don't know how much he played last year, but he came starting point guard all defensive team. And you look at Trent Pierce from his freshman season, and he's much improved, started pretty much almost every SEC game. So the comfortability piece that they will allow themselves to get into, how I kind of talked about that shield and maybe not allowing myself to get comfortable. I think each day they're here, they get more and more comfortable, and then once they get more comfortable, their confidence grows. And what they need to improve on, I would just say being more confident and maybe not playing as stressed in practice. And I think once that releases, I think they'll all improve vastly.
Caleb,
What does this team need to do to, you mentioned didn't finish the regular season as strong as we want. What does this team need to do to get back to where you want to be playing the way you want to now that you're in the one and done phase of the season?
Yeah. So I think what we had kind of that mentality is we wanted to prove everybody, and we were doing a lot of the little things, and we were doing them at a very effective level. We were helping one another on defense, which maybe doesn't show up in the stat sheet. We were blocking people out, which maybe doesn't show up in the stat sheet. We were making the extra pass, and we were just playing for one another a little bit better. And on offense, maybe we were like holding it a half second too long, or we were a half second late on our rotations. And I think if we get back to flying around and playing at the pace we want to play at, I think we can get back to where we were playing at before.
Final question?
Caleb, just what is the approach like going into this week where you won't know your opponent until so close ahead of time for the game for you as a player to kind of, what are you focused on early in this week, not knowing exactly what that opponent's going to be?
Honestly, just preparing like it's any other game. It's a little bit different because you have to do 2 preparations at once because we got either LSU or Mississippi State. But regardless, we've played both teams twice. You can go back and watch what you've learned from those 2 games, even though we played both of them I think we played LSU in January and Mississippi State maybe in February. So they're different, but throughout the season, we've also watched them play. And so we just got to remember what was successful when we played against them and see how other teams have had success against them these last couple weeks, and watch that game and learn from one another as best we can the night before we play them.
Let's go.
Thanks, guys.